Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me right now. You were not born to be average. You were not created to wake up, pay bills, scroll through your phone, and die. There is a calling on your life. There is a fire in your spirit that refuses to be extinguished by mediocrity. You are not here by accident. You are here by assignment. And until you tap into that divine assignment, your purpose, you will never taste the fullness of what life has to offer. You were created for a purpose, not for mediocrity. Deep within you, there is something divine, something powerful, something unique that no one else on this planet can replicate. You weren't made to simply exist, to float through life waiting for the weekend, hoping one day things will magically fall into place. You were designed with intention. There is a specific reason you are breathing today, a reason that transcends your current circumstances, your past mistakes, and even your present confusion. Every fingerprint is different for a reason because no two people are called to the exact same mission. You're not a copy. You're not a random result of biology or coincidence. You're a custom-made answer to a problem this world is still trying to solve, and yet so many people settle for mediocrity because it feels safe, because it feels familiar. But let me tell you, purpose will never let you get comfortable in comfort zones. Purpose will pull you, stretch you, and sometimes even break you, but only to build you into the version of yourself that was always meant to rise. Mediocrity is not humility. It's not noble. It's not peaceful. It's silent suffering dressed up as playing it safe. When you suppress your potential, when you deny your calling, you're not just robbing yourself, you're robbing the world. There are people you are meant to lead, love, inspire, and elevate, but if you hide your gifts, if you shrink your vision to fit in with what's normal, you betray the very reason you were placed here in the first place. Somewhere along the way, maybe life beat you down. Maybe someone told you that your dreams were too big, your voice didn't matter, or your ideas weren't realistic. Maybe you started believing that greatness was for other people, people with more talent, more resources, more connections. But hear this, greatness is not about what you have, it's about what you answer to. You don't need more time, you need more truth. The truth that you were born with everything you need to begin walking in your purpose. Purpose is not something you earn, it's something you discover. It's embedded in your very being. It speaks through your passions, your burdens, your pain, your joy. It reveals itself in the things that make you come alive and the things that break your heart. Purpose isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a whisper, a tug, a moment of divine clarity that says, this is why I'm here. And if you quiet the noise of the world long enough, you'll start to hear it again. Mediocrity is a mindset. It's a lie sold by a system that wants you dependent, distracted, and disillusioned. But purpose is liberation. Purpose is the force that breaks generational curses, that builds legacies, that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary vessels. Purpose gives meaning to the struggle, value to the process, and vision to the future. When you live from purpose, every obstacle becomes an opportunity, and every setback becomes a setup for something greater. You weren't made to blend in, you were born to stand out. That inner dissatisfaction you feel when you're not operating in your calling, that's not failure, that's your spirit rebelling against mediocrity. It's your soul shouting that there's more in you, more for you, more that's meant to flow through you. That voice that says there has to be more to life than this, that's the sound of destiny knocking on your door, waiting for you to stop ignoring it. There is something sacred about embracing your higher calling. It requires courage, it requires sacrifice, it requires a decision to live differently, to think differently, to believe that your life actually matters on a cosmic level. You weren't created to play small so others feel comfortable. You weren't created to be a spectator. You were created to be a force, a mover, a leader, a light in a world that desperately needs direction. Success without purpose is still failure, and I need you to understand this truth deeply. We live in a society that idolizes success, that praises achievement, that elevates those who make money, gain influence, or climb the corporate ladder. But there's a problem here. Success, in the traditional sense, is often equated with external markers, titles, wealth, possessions, and recognition. These things are great, don't get me wrong, but without purpose, they are hollow. They are empty trophies with no meaning attached to them. They are like shiny objects that catch your eye but leave your soul unfulfilled. The truth is, you can amass all the wealth in the world, you can become famous, you can live in a mansion, drive luxury cars, and still feel like something is missing. You can climb every ladder, win every accolade, and yet when you lie down at night, the question remains, is this it? If you achieve everything the world says you should achieve, but you are not living from your true purpose, you will always be left feeling empty, unfulfilled, and disillusioned. Success without purpose is not success. It's just a distraction, a temporary high that fades as quickly as it came. Purpose is what gives meaning to success. It's the anchor that keeps you grounded when the storms of life come. Without purpose, even the greatest triumphs lose their luster. Purpose provides direction for your efforts, a sense of why you are working so hard, why you're chasing after that goal. It keeps you rooted when things get tough, when the road gets rocky, and when the people around you start to question your vision. Without purpose, success is like chasing a mirage, an illusion that leads you in circles, only to leave you more exhausted and less satisfied. When you live without purpose, your success becomes a trap. It's a golden cage that looks beautiful from the outside, but on the inside, you are confined. You're constantly seeking more, but never truly experiencing more. You may get the promotion, but you don't feel the fulfillment. You may close the deal, but you're still searching for something deeper. You may win the award, but it doesn't fill the void in your heart. You may build your empire, but you don't know the real reason why you're doing it. Without purpose, success is fleeting. It's like building a house on sand. Sooner or later, the foundation will crumble. Purpose is the fuel that keeps the fire of success burning bright. When you know why you're doing something, when you understand the deeper calling behind your actions, you approach success with a different mindset. Your goal isn't just to gain material wealth or recognition. It's to leave a legacy, to solve a problem, to make a difference in the lives of others. You begin to view your achievements not as mere milestones, but as a means to an end. That end, fulfillment, peace, impact. True success comes from knowing that your accomplishments serve a higher purpose, something greater than yourself. Without purpose, success can even become a burden. When you're constantly pursuing external markers of success without a deeper connection to why you're doing it, you'll find yourself worn out and overwhelmed. You may reach the pinnacle of your career and feel the weight of emptiness settling in because, deep down, you know that none of it truly matters if it's not aligned with your calling. Success without purpose is exhausting. It's like running a race that you don't even want to win, but you're too far in to stop. You push yourself harder, faster, thinking you're chasing after something important, only to realize that what you're running toward is not the finish line. It's an illusion. The problem with success without purpose is that it misleads you. It tells you that if you just achieve more, gain more, do more, you'll be happy. But success is not the key to happiness. Purpose is. Purpose gives you the lens through which you see your achievements, and it transforms your perspective on life. It shifts your focus from what you're getting to what you're giving, from how high you can climb to how far you can help others rise. Without purpose, success can become a never-ending chase, a game you play with no real winner. When you have purpose, success becomes a tool. It becomes the vehicle that drives you toward your mission, toward fulfilling your reason for being here. Every achievement, every triumph becomes part of a larger narrative. You're not just accumulating for the sake of accumulation. You're building, creating, growing for a reason. Your success is no longer just about you. It's about the people you impact, the lives you change, the legacy you leave behind. Purpose brings context to success, and without it, all the external victories are meaningless. Purpose doesn't require perfection. What it requires is participation. Too many people sit on the sidelines of their own lives, waiting for the perfect moment to act, waiting for everything to align, waiting for some sign that they are ready. But let me tell you something, that moment will never come. Perfection is a myth. It's a trap that keeps you stuck in a cycle of hesitation and self-doubt. Purpose isn't about waiting until you have it all figured out. It's about stepping forward with what you have, where you are, and trusting that the journey will unfold as you move. The truth is, you don't need to be perfect to start living your purpose. You don't need to have everything in place, every detail ironed out, or a foolproof plan in hand. The world doesn't need your perfection, it needs your participation. It needs your willingness to show up, to put in the work, and to move in the direction of your calling. The truth is, you don't get clarity by sitting still and waiting for the fog to lift. Clarity comes when you start moving, when you make mistakes, when you adjust your course as you go. Purpose isn't a destination, it's a journey, and you'll never start that journey if you're waiting for conditions to be perfect. The fear of imperfection paralyzes many people. They are so terrified of getting things wrong, of failing, that they don't take the first step. But here's the reality, you will fail. You will stumble. You will make mistakes. But those mistakes are part of the process. They are the building blocks that shape you into the person you are meant to be. Perfection doesn't lead to growth. Imperfect action does. You learn by doing, not by waiting. You grow by failing, not by avoiding challenges. The key to fulfilling your purpose is not doing everything right, but doing something and learning along the way. When you try to wait for perfection, you're giving power to fear. Fear tells you that you need to have all the answers before you can act. Fear tells you that if you don't do something perfectly, you'll be judged, ridiculed, or dismissed. But the truth is, fear doesn't care about your success. It only cares about keeping you small. The longer you wait for things to be perfect, the more you allow fear to control your life. And when you live under the weight of fear, you rob yourself of the joy that comes from fulfilling your purpose. Participating in your purpose, no matter how imperfectly, is the antidote to that fear. Purpose requires courage, not perfection. Courage is the willingness to act despite not having all the answers. Courage is stepping into the unknown with the belief that you're doing the right thing even when it doesn't make sense. Courage is showing up every day even when you feel unqualified, uncertain, or insecure. When you operate from a place of courage, you stop letting the idea of perfection hold you back. You stop worrying about what others will think and you start focusing on what you need to do to serve, grow, and evolve. Purpose is about stepping into the arena, even if you don't know all the rules yet. You don't need to be perfect because your purpose isn't about impressing people, it's about impact. When you start participating, you shift the focus from how you appear to how you serve. You stop trying to present yourself as flawless and start showing up as your true, authentic self. People are not inspired by your perfection. They are inspired by your honesty, your vulnerability, and your willingness to be real. The beauty of purpose is that it's not about being the best. It's about being the best version of you, a version that's willing to be messy, to be imperfect, and to take action. Participation doesn't just mean physical action. It also means mental and emotional engagement. Purpose requires your full involvement. It requires you to invest your time, your energy, and your heart. It demands that you bring your whole self to the table, imperfections and all. When you participate fully, you commit to growth, you commit to evolving, to learning, to becoming better as you go. Purpose doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for you to show up fully, to engage with the process, and to trust that your efforts are enough, even when they fall short of your expectation. By embracing the idea that purpose doesn't require perfection, you free yourself from the chains of comparison. You stop measuring your progress by someone else's standards. You stop trying to be someone else and start becoming the person you were always meant to be. Participation in your purpose is personal. It's about your unique journey, your unique gifts, and your unique contribution to the world. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you make room for your true purpose to unfold in its own beautiful, imperfect way, and that's when you truly begin to live. Your purpose solves a problem for someone else. It's not just about you. Your purpose is intricately woven into the fabric of the world around you. The gifts, talents, and passions you possess were not given to you simply for personal gain or satisfaction. They were entrusted to you so that you could make a difference in the lives of others. Every skill you have, every lesson you've learned, and every struggle you've overcome is a piece of the puzzle that contributes to a greater good, a greater mission. Your purpose is not a self-centered pursuit. It's a response to a need in the world that only you can fill. Too often, people think of purpose in terms of personal success or fulfillment. But that's a narrow view. Yes, fulfilling your purpose brings you joy and satisfaction, but the true measure of its value lies in how it serves others. When you understand that your purpose is meant to solve someone else's problem, you shift from a mindset of self-interest to one of service. Your purpose becomes a vehicle for impact, a way for you to make the world a better place, even in the smallest ways. Every step you take toward fulfilling your purpose is a step toward helping someone else. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that your purpose must be grand, that it must be something that changes the world in a dramatic way. But the truth is, purpose is found in the everyday acts of service, in the small moments where you offer something of value to others. You don't have to be famous or wealthy to fulfill your purpose. You just have to show up and use what you have to solve a problem for someone in need. Maybe it's offering a listening ear to a friend, sharing your expertise to help someone succeed, or creating something that will make life easier for others. Every act of service, no matter how small, is an expression of your purpose. Your purpose often aligns with the pain points or challenges that you've experienced in your own life, the struggles you face, the obstacles you've overcome, and the lessons you've learned are often the keys to unlocking your purpose. What you've gone through has equipped you to solve a problem that others are facing right now. You might not even realize it, but your experiences are the solution to someone else's struggle. Your purpose allows you to use your personal journey to light the way for others who are walking a similar path. When you recognize that your purpose is to solve a problem for someone else, it changes how you view obstacles and setbacks. You no longer see challenges as barriers to your own success. You see them as opportunities to grow, learn, and become more equipped to help others. Every difficulty you face becomes part of the story that enables you to help someone else navigate their own challenges. Purpose gives meaning to your struggles, transforming them from sources of pain into sources of power that fuel your ability to serve others. The beauty of purpose is that it's not about doing everything on your own. You don't have to solve every problem in the world, but you do have to solve the one that's in front of you. And by solving that problem,